Good morning, children. Welcome to online class. Children, in this class, we are going to discuss about food chain. Previously, we have described a lot of topics. We have discussed animals and their food and types of senses. By using the senses only, animal collects the food and hunts the food. As I know, children. First of all, it hunts the food and collects it and it eats. So by using its senses and some of its body parts, it eats it. We can say feed. Simply we can say feed. So right now we discuss about food chain. Food chain. Children, every living organism need food. For what, children? You will say for survival. Yes, children. Every living organism need food mainly to perform life process. Life process. There are many life processes, children. Many life process. What are that? Respiration, blood circulation, excretion, nervous system and digestive system, lymphatic system, reproduction system. Like that, if we want to perform all this life process, we need energy, children. So, by what we get energy? We are getting energy mainly from the food, children. So, food is essential for every living organism. Who are the living organisms here, children? Plants, human beings and animals. So children, every living organisms need food to perform their life process. But children, here they are categorized into two types, children. One is producer and the other one is a consumer. What is this producer consumer? What is this? You can say like that. But children, who is producer? Who is producer? Producer, children, who produce the food, children. You know plants. Plants make their own food, children. Are they depend on any other living organisms? Are plants eating any animals? No. They depend on themselves. We can also call them as autotrophs. So children, we can call also them as autotrophs. So they are the producers, children. How they produce the food? Children, they mainly take the help of the sunlight, children. So whatever the sun rays or whatever the sun energy, you can call it as a light energy, children. So the light energy which is obtained from the sun is absorbed by the plants, and this light energy converted into chemical energy. By that energy, they prepare food, children. What is the process of food preparation? What is the name of the food processing? Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. You know that photo means light and synthesis means you can say by dividing the complex into simple substances. Complex substances to simple substances. So plants are the producers, children. Producers. Then coming to the consumers, children, are animals produce food from food like plants? No, they never produce because they are not taking the energy from the sunlight. They depend on the producers. Means all animals and human beings, all animals and human beings, children, depend on, yes ma'am, children, all human beings and animals depend on plants, children. They never produce their own food. They depend on the other organisms, children. So children, if suppose a deer, what does the deer eat, children? What is its main food? You can say plants, leaves of the plants. So Deer eats the leaves of a plant. Then whom eats deer? Whom? Ever తింటారు? You can say tiger. You know that? Tiger. Tiger. According, a part of that plants, some animals also feed on the animals. So right now we see how many stages are there, children. So in consumers there are mainly three types. Three types. So primary consumers. Primary consumers. Primary consumers. Children, these primary consumers include some animals. What are those? Cow, rabbit, insects, etc. Children. All these depend on primary consumers. Who is the primary consumer? Plant, children. These all animals eat the plants. Then what is secondary consumers? Who are secondary consumers? These secondary consumers include fox, next you can say lion, eagle, etc. So children, these secondary consumers like fox, eagle eats the primary consumers. Who are the primary consumers? Cow, rabbit, insects. These primary consumers eats plants. Understand, children? Cow, rabbit, insects depend on plants. But secondary consumers like fox, eagle, etc. animals depend on the primary consumers like cow, rabbit, insects. Children. Then what is the third one? Tertiary. Tertiary consumers. Children, these type of consumers include lion, snake, tiger. So children, these type of animals mainly depend on the secondary consumers. Means can any time did you observe that lion eating any plant food? No. It directly depends on the secondary consumers. So children, snake, you know that. Tigers. Understand, children? So primary consumers, cow, rabbit, insects, you can call them as herbivores. Herbivores. Children, who are herbivores? Why we call them as herbivores? Because those animals, they particularly depend on the plants for food, children. But coming to the secondary and tertiary, we can say secondary, fox, eagle. These kind of animals depend on plants and animals, children. Plants and as well as animals for food. So we call them as what, children? Herbivores, carnivores, children. Carnivores. So children, coming to the tertiary consumers like lion, snake, tiger, this kind of animals mainly depend on the secondary consumers. But what type of these animals? Omnivores. So they depend mainly on the other animals. Understand, children? These depend on the plants. This depends both on plants and animals. But the tertiary consumers mainly depend on the other animals. So children, this is all about food chain, children. Some more topic regarding this, children, will continue in the next class. Thank you, children.